Good morning, Canvas Tag. Everybody out there, this is Brenda Johnson, Canvas Tag, retired school principal. Hope everyone's having a beautiful, beautiful night. It's a little calm out there. So this is a part of, you don't see part of the business for Canvas Tag. So I thought I'd do some videos. Some people said, hey, when you do this part, I want to see it, see if mine could be different, or if you get some ideas on how I'm doing it. So I said, okay, I'm gonna come on live and try to help you guys with it. I'm also looking at TV right now. There was a shooting downtown, and cars burn up, and somebody passed away, and 2 people were shot, San Antonio, so I'm not sure what's going on, but that's happening right now, so I was watching that too. I'm sitting here chilling, so I have my computer and everything, so I'm just gonna jump right into it and let you guys know how I do all this. The first thing I do is I pull out my computer and I start doing my tags and everything. Let me show y'all what that looks like. I have my big computer right here in front of me. It's the computer, not the iPhone or not the iPad. I use the computer because it takes a lot of, it'll take a lot of your memory. So that's why I use it. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go over what I've done so far. So the way I do mine is a little different. I take my sticker. We talked about these stickers that came in. Well, the next ones I'm gonna do, these are I'm gonna sell, so I didn't put anything on them. But I'm also gonna get some more, but not this. It's actually gonna have Canvas Tag on here. So I'm gonna get those, and then I'm gonna put them on. I'm gonna show you how I do it. Now when I sell my stickers, I sell them in these bags right here. Is how I do that with my stickers. I put one in here and shut it up. I print out these labels, and that's my prices, and I just peel and put. So I'm gonna do one for y'all so y'all can see what it looks like. I already have one done right here, and I still, the weather had not been cooperating with me, so I have my bucket right here. You know, I'm not trying to make $1 million. This is a small, closed business I started. I have one online and I have one offline. So this is my offline one. This clothesline here is gonna go to Homestead, or you can buy on, you can buy through my text message or whatever. You can call my cell phone and order them like that. The other ones, you're gonna have to go to my Shopee shop, which I haven't dropped yet. So this is how these look. And I didn't want these on the bottom because of, I have a cat, and black is bad for that, y'all. So this is what I have. And the way I did it was to the tag, and I'm gonna do, I did one, I think one's gonna hold. And so what I did was I put this little thing together, and in here, there was a note. And then, so when it sells, they'll peel this part off, and Homestead will keep that part, and they'll keep the card. Okay? So, let me show y'all how I did that. We're gonna pull these back up, and then tomorrow, hopefully it'll be better weather, and we can get out and get some done. So you're gonna take a card, and I just got these, I got these cards at, they sell them at Michael's and Hobby Lobbies. So these are just cards with no, I don't need an envelope, so however you say that, I don't need one. So I just have a card. You don't need an envelope. And you open it up. So then you take your sticker, which I hate doing this part right here. These are great because these are vinyl, so it's a little harder to get the vinyl open them. And you're actually giving your customers a little gift. You're actually giving them this sticker because they can peel the sticker off of this. So you're kind of like giving them something extra. You know, your clothes are gonna stand out. So now we have this. Do we have it? I'm gonna set it. I don't use a ruler or nothing. I just set it where I think it looks good. Look at it. It's kind of a little crooked, but that's okay. I just see you got to peel these back off because it's vinyl, so you can't mess it up. I like that. Okay. And then we get one of these, and we're gonna do the black hoodie. So we'll pull it off. This is the price. And all I did with these, y'all, let me show y'all how I got these. I just used the 5160 Avery address labels. Easy. Do the easy peel. That'll save you a lot of time. Easy peel will save you a lot of time. Okay? And then after I get that part done, I come in, and these here are instructions on how to take care of your clothes. You know, how to wash them, what do I do, how do I take care of it. Now, this part here, what I did was I went online and I asked AI to give me instructions. I asked AI, I call him Al. I said, AI, give me instructions on how to wash clothes that have a DTF or whatever's on them. You know, and it gives you the instructions on how to do that. If they were painted, I would say, give me instructions on how to do painted clothes. And it all fills out on the computer for you, and you're good to go. So then we're gonna take this and we're gonna put this here. Okay, then we're gonna take our shirt. This is another one. This is a smaller one. This is small. And we're gonna bring our tag, and we're gonna put this in the back of our tag. Okay, so they can see what size it is. You want them to be able to see what size it is. So we're gonna move that. We're gonna leave it like that, so you can see what size it is. And we're gonna move this tag. That's right. That's what I like about these kind of cards. You can pull these off and it don't mess up. Actually, I'm gonna put this down here. I have more room down here. There's two things here. I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna staple. See, I have two. I'm gonna staple. And you wanna make sure when you staple that this paper here with your instructions are on there too, on that corner. Then I'm just gonna put this in the back like that. They can see their size. And I'm gonna staple it on there. And then when it hangs, it'll be hanging like that. You can actually keep it hanging like that, or I like it hanging like that, or you can put it inside the hoodie if you want. You can also just stick it inside the hoodie. There's so many ways you can do it. I like doing it like this. That's how I like it. They can see it, say, oh man, that looks hard. And then they have this, and here they have the instructions on how to care for it. They get a free sticker, and the price and my number for my shop is right there, and we're good to go. And I do these in small batches. I don't try to put a lot. I usually do one of each size, and if it's a really good thing, then I don't. Because what happens is you can overwhelm the customer. And that is not what I want to do. I don't want to overwhelm the customer. So, I'll get one of these. So this is the part y'all don't see. That, you know, and it, he's talking right now if you go to the TV, but I'm not on the news, so the police is talking. I'm actually on YouTube live, news live on YouTube. We actually made state today. Whatever's going on downtown right now, it made the state news. So that's what I'm on right now. So we're gonna turn our card. And when you put him on, put him where you're not gonna staple him or whatever you're gonna put the free sticker. And you don't have to give them a free sticker. What you can do is just do a regular sticker for you and put your regular sticker on the card. So then that way you can put your thing. This brings this out. So a whole different ball game, Let me put this at the top. Let me show y'all how famous we are. Hold on. In San Antonio. Look at this, y'all. We're famous in San Antonio. Isn't that crazy? When I turned on the TV, I didn't know what was going on. So we're gonna put this down. Okay? This is what we have. They're gonna keep the card. And what do I need? Oh, a care sheet on how to keep it. How to keep your garment looking good. So y'all seen all the steps. And then Monday, we're gonna finish everything. And we're gonna take them and we're gonna put them in our shop. And we're gonna put this here, right in the corner. And you can hire somebody for this stuff. If you have a whole lot. I don't have a lot. I do little small things. Okay, now we have this. Here's the 2 tags. We're gonna put this one right here. And we're gonna staple this bad boy. Make sure we get that paper in there. See, oh, I messed the whole thing. Can't believe I messed the whole thing. Man, that bad boy's in there too. But I have some fingernails. I haven't cut them, I really need to cut them. So I have to do that again. I missed this piece. It's because I was trying to show you. I need to just do it like this. And right there, and I could see it. I was trying to show you how to do it and I missed it. That's the bad part about this. Okay, there we go. Look at that, y'all. Y'all know that looks good, don't it? Look at that. There you go. And you give it some class. That's what you gotta do. It's here. And this is your brand. So y'all saw me from making this art, from painting it, making it, doing all this. It's all live, it's on there. Y'all got to see it all. Even me painting these. So I'm gonna put that there. Then I sent the picture off and I was good to go. Now we're gonna do the pink one. And I don't put the sizes. They could see the sizes, so I don't have to do that. Get one of these. And like I said, I don't overwhelm myself. I just do a little at a time because I don't want to overwhelm myself. Hey, Lisa. So y'all seen the beginning when we painted these, when I painted this, and then we designed it. I have my mark next level on the sleeve. My artwork right here, that's my own personal artwork. And what's gonna be cool is, okay, then I took this part of it, cause this is this, if you see, this is my logo brand right here. So then we're gonna then I sent these off and I got vinyl stickers. I got the good ones, man. Munster vinyl, y'all, it's amazing. Munster vinyl, that's what you need to get. And so then I'm gonna go ahead and, so if you get it online, you're not gonna get these stickers because it'll be coming from a factory. These I'm selling here at my shop, and you can pick one up from me. But on my Shopify, it's coming from a factory. So we're gonna set this down here, and they get a free sticker. And if you mess it up, this is vinyl. That's what I like about vinyl stickers. Look, it comes off. You can't mess it up. There we go. Then we have here, we have our how to care for our material. So we're gonna go like this. And don't do those little bitty cards. People can't read that. They get upset because they can't read it. So make sure it's big enough so they can read. We're gonna do this. Now you can sit there and just make all the cards you need, then fold all these, and then you got it going on that way. Okay, on this one, where is it? It's right here. Green hoodie. I put the wrong one is what happened. Let's get this one off. That's what I like about the vinyl. We need to put the green hoodie, because these are already, I printed these out. I was like, what's wrong? Okay, there we go. You want it to look professional. Okay, here you go. You gotta be professional. Look at this. And then once I get the stickers in for the other art, every one of these is gonna match the shirt. And they'll get a free sticker. That's a free sticker right there for them. And then also, they'll know how to care for their clothes because it's right there. You can write something in the card by hand. Hey, thanks for you. I appreciate your support. People love that kind of stuff. They eat it up. And if I do write it, I do it at the end because I'm too tired right now and too involved that I won't write it right now. But once, you know, when I do my photo shoot or something, I'm like, woo, pumped up. Then I will go in and just like, hey, and I'll sign the card. Because you want them to know they're getting something for their dollars. And so it'll be on a hanger like this, on a hanger. Okay, let me know what y'all think. Okay, so there's that one. So we done. Okay, this should say black hoodie. This one should say black hoodie. You know, these are my favorite right here. This Snoop Dogg is my favorite. It changes every now and then, but Snoop Dogg, I need to show y'all something. This is deep. If you really look at this Snoop Dogg, he is deep. It say, you must be this tall to ride. Isn't that deep? If you really look at this shirt, there's some deepness here. This is spray painted. I spray painted this one. Again, when I did this one, it's online, you can see it. And then you just take this and pull it back. So I really like that one. That one's cool. Then we have this, I only have one green, that's it. I haven't even dropped the line yet, y'all. My family's been buying and my friends. I'm like, I can't sell no more. Because I had pre-orders. So a lot of people pre-ordered. And I wasn't expecting that many people to pre-order. So I was like, dang. So this is it right now. This is what's going in my shop. So I'm like, shh, time out. No more sales. There's the pink one. And I like to do stuff like, somebody would have put this on a red one. You have to know you have to know what's out there right now. And I love how this feels, man. This is just, y'all, this is it right here. This ain't that, look, this ain't that. No, this is real. Look at that. I did this one online too. So let's get this one going. So, you know, that's when I say you just gotta, y'all seen me do this from the beginning. I did these on those little canvases. You just go back on my videos. I did these on those little canvases. Then after we did those pictures on canvases, I took pictures of them. And then sent out for the, sent out for it. I forgot I already had one of these on here, but I could do another one. Sent out. Some of these I printed off some of these I printed off myself. Some of them I did not. I actually showed y'all where to go get them in case you didn't have a printer. That print DTF. I showed you where you could go. I sent my stickers out. Now the first thing I did was I sent my stickers out because I sent this out first so I could get the stickers back in. I could do my own stickers. Let me show y'all. Let me have it over here. You can print your own vinyl stickers. This is from Hobby Lobby. Actually, this is on sale for $6.49. How many? You get 10 sheets. You can print your own stickers in the computer. But, and they're good. But I went this route. I sent these in. I got 100 of them. And this is like the top of the line. The top of the line. You see, I don't open this. There's no wrinkles, no nothing. Solid. Comes off. Let me show you. You can pull it off. And then you can put it back on. I mean, they're solid. So it's worth that extra penny. This Munster sticker. And I'll show y'all because they send you a little. This is where I got my stickers from. You just sent the design and they send you. That's where it came from. They gave me this one. Now, you can also take your kids' art. This is the coolest shit, y'all. Take your kids' art and make stickers and give it to them. And like you can buy 10 stickers. You don't have to buy a lot. You don't have to buy like 100 like I did. And give them to your kids. Let them put them on their lunch boxes and stuff with their name and their art picture. But don't tell them what you're doing. And surprise them. I've done so much. Also, I have a thing like where some of y'all didn't know this. I'm gonna put that back in there. I have this thing where you can send me your child's picture and I'll put it on a shirt for them. A picture they did. So we have pink here. So we need to go pink, 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 pink. Let's fix this mess we have here. Y'all know me, I'm a neat freak, so forgive me. And these are just regular, what do you call these? Address, 5018 address stickers. That's it. And I came up with this idea on my own. I was like, okay, how can I do this? I'm like, oh, I could do it like that. And you take this, and you put it like this. And just, these are the, hey Melissa, these are instructions on how to take care of your product. And we're gonna stick it in here. And we wanna make sure that this one is stuck all the way to the very back of the card. So when we staple it, look at that, y'all. Then we're gonna take our hoodie. You know what? I don't even have this on. I don't have this for me yet. That's sad, man. I know I shouldn't have did an open like that, but man, I don't even have one for me right now. Then we're gonna put this here to the end right here, because there's two. It's usually easier if they have one. And the reason we're not putting it two together, because they need to look and see the size. Staple. That's not going nowhere. Look at that, y'all. Ain't that sweet? Look at that. And like I said, later on, you can just sign your name to your art. You can sign, hey, thank you for your support. They like stuff like that. So, but I'm not gonna do that until I do the photo shoot for these, because I'm gonna do a photo shoot. But yeah, that's what it's about. And that's how you make that extra money. And there's a video where I'm actually you'll see me, I'm upstairs in my loft in my studio. You'll see me yesterday, I believe it was, we put all this on. The videos there where we took these and we printed them out, we cut them, and then we put them on the shirts. That was yesterday. And then last week, it was a week ago, matter of fact, a week ago from today, that we printed, I sat here and I had y'all on camera and I painted these. Remember, we did them with the pasta paint pens. And then the next day I came in with the paint and finished it up. That was the next day. And then what I did was, and this is like, y'all, look at this, watch this. This is the real deal. This ain't that. And these here, they're not your cheap ones. Look at that, y'all. I actually take y'all last week. There's a video where I go to the warehouse and we actually buy everything here. All the other ones we bought are gone. They sold to my family. Actually, they were my relatives. My relatives bought one. I was like, really? I'm not gonna have anything left. So my kids are wearing them to school, and not my kids, let me correct that. My grandkids are wearing them to school, and now everybody wants one, and I'm like, make sure I got the right one, pink. And they're a pair of jeans. These right here, like 3 people bought these, and they're not even for sale. Well, y'all remember when we did him? We did him. I remember when we did him. He's crazy, y'all. Look at that. This is that crazy. But it's a lot of fun. Okay, let's do the pink one. Pink. So we'll get these done today. Tomorrow we'll do the photo shoot. And then if it's raining tomorrow, we can't do the photo shoot. We can, you know, I say we can't, but we can. We can go to the mall because my photo shoot's going to be, I do my own photo shoot since I went to college for art, and I went to school, even in high school and college, for photograph. So I can do my own Photoshop because I know how to do the layers because I'm a spray paint artist. All spray paint artists knows about layers. If anything else, you know color layers. So that's going to be a little, I do my own photo shoots. So so what I'm going to do is, the newest thing to do is, you got to keep up with what's going on in the clothing business. So you want to watch those YouTube videos, you know. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go to a parking garage, and I'm going to lay these down. I'm going to go all the way up to the top because people don't like to park that high. And it's usually clean up there, but you got that nice concrete. So I'm going to do a photo shoot there. And then I'll probably go to, I like to go to the botanical garden, but not for these. These won't be there for that. But I'll probably go to a rough, I'm gonna go to an old building that's torn down. I'll drive downtown San Antonio and look for a building that's torn up. And I'll go in there, you know, I don't care. That's what I'll do. To a building that's tore up. And I'll have my photo shoot there. There we go, got that out of there. And I'll do my photo shoot there. And then I'll go to the mall. I'll pay whatever, a couple of dollars. I always do the least one. And then I'll go all the way up to the top, do my little photo shoot. And then I'll put it online. And then when I do this photo shoot, I don't have to worry about doing another photo shoot for, what do you call it? For my online clothing that you would order from the manufacturer. And I hadn't even dropped that clothing line yet. It's not even supposed to drop for 2 weeks, but I think I'm gonna drop it next week because I already finished it. And my broker, he don't charge me anything. He's really cool. I give him clothes for his kids, I design his kids' clothes. He don't charge me nothing. So he takes really good care of me, him and his wife. So I don't need to do anything. So what I'm gonna, and I get these, y'all, that I don't have to look for the top. The top is on there. You get these at Walmart. So you don't have to deal with looking for your top. Because that's one thing you don't want to do is look for your top. I spend so much time looking for tops. And I just switched out. And you want a small one. You don't want anything really big. Oh man, you know what? We had 3 black ones. Because this is actually was mine. I guarantee you. No, this is a medium. But here's a medium one. I thought it was mine. What's up, folks? Yeah, buddy. Let me know what y'all think. And so I always do like, let me just set that like that because I still gotta do the card. Do I have a black one here? I didn't do a black one. What do you think about that one? Okay, so this is the part y'all don't see. It's really cool. You can just sit down, I'm watching TV, I'm watching them chase a car, and I'm chilling. I haven't even ate supper yet. What time is it? 7 o'clock, it's still early. Tonight, if I feel a little, if I get bored and I can't sleep, I'll get up and I'll sign these cards right here. And, you know, we'll just have some fun. You don't have to sign your cards, but I like to because people be like, yeah, they like that. I don't know why. They're like, yeah, I got her signature. Oh, look, man. They're serious. They'll be like, hey, you forgot. I've been eating at places, and Bonnie will tell y'all, that's one reason I stopped going out and eat a lot. I'll be eating at a place, and somebody, like, I've been doing art forever. And, you know, you're not going to make it overnight, but you can make extra money in retirement. You can make extra money, like a lot of y'all have kids about to graduate. You can make extra money that way. But, like, I've been doing art, like my spray paint art, like it's amazing. I can say this, it's amazing. You can go on my line and just scroll, go all the way down my video, go to Facebook and look at my posts, or go to Canvas Tag and look, just Canvas Tag and look at my art, man. I have art in restaurants all over San Antonio. And so I'll be eating and someone will come up and say, hey, or if I'm in HEB, hey, can you do me a favor? And I don't know how they know this. They'll be like, I have a picture in the car. Can you autograph it for me? You weren't, you know, no one really knew you back when I got it. And I'm like, oh, you must have bought it at the flea market when I had that shop at the flea market. They're like, yeah. And then I have people who bought them when I had the art studio for those like 12 years. Well, no, let me be honest. The art studio was about 7 years off of Penn Vital. That's when I started selling my art. That's when I started signing my spray paint art, so people know, you know. So if somebody says, hey, I got this, you don't have a signature on it, can you do it? And I'm like, yeah, you know. And I know, you know your art, you know your own art. There's never going to be a time where you're going to paint something and not know it's yours. You're going to know, hey, this is my art. And so I've been eating out, and they'll come. Bonnie will tell y'all, and they'll say like, hey, and Bonnie will be like, here we go again. And I'm like, yeah, but it's cool that they would want your signature. That's like, I'm looking for the staple. Anybody see where I put it? That's pretty cool, you know, when people want your signature. But I've had Canvas Tag, man, at least, I don't know, I got to go back on and look when I registered it. I know at least over 10 years ago I've had it, so that's pretty cool. I've had it for a while, but you're not trying to sell the clothes. You know, like, people don't understand when you're doing clothes, because I also do socks, hats, everything, cups, everything. But right now I'm just working on my clothesline. So what people don't understand is when you're doing clothes, you have to believe in what you're doing. Like you can just go buy a shirt and now you just gotta have that machine to put it on. But down they sell, you have to have some kind of idea on how to put. It's easier for me because it's my own art. I don't have to worry about getting sued. This is me. Remember when I did this one? This is my own art. This is crazy shit, y'all. And let me show y'all. I did next level right there on purpose. You see next level? It's a new thing they're doing. They're hot in the black. They're doing black on black. It's a big thing right now. They're just doing something crazy. And I have this canvas. Remember, it's those little ones, those little canvases. Yeah, remember that little canvas we did, and I set it up on that thing. Go back and look at the video. You'll see this when you'll see me draw this and paint this. And I was sitting right here when we did this. You're not crazy. If you look hard, there's a guy in there. And it says wanted. It's crazy. It's a lot of hidden stuff in there, but man, I like this one. And this one comes, I think I already put that. This one comes with a hat. And so what I do when I have something like that, I take a safety pin. Did I put black on there? Yeah. I take a safety pin and I'll pin it like right here at the arm. And I'll pin the hat in between here and here. And I'll go up with this big safety pin. I'll push that back down. I don't know it comes with the hat. And down on there, it'll say hat. Crazy, right? That is crazy, y'all. Yeah, it's crazy. And so when I take the picture, I'll move this up a little. But you want it hanging a little like that. I could probably fit this. Nah. No, I can't fit this. This is a large. And they only had one of these at the warehouse. Y'all saw, I bought this from that warehouse we were at. So, but they only had one. So that's all we got, was that one. We're almost finished. We only have these pants, and then we'll be through, y'all. So you see, it's like a lot of fun. You can have some, and then like it's a Friday night. I'm not out getting drunk. I'm not gonna waste my money on buying everybody around for everybody. No. And then we could keep these. I throw mine away because I have so many of them. But what you can do with these, y'all, these are really cool. It's like, you can use them like this way, like this shiny. You can use them this way in your art journals. I have so many of them, I throw them away. So I'm gonna put this here. Look at that, y'all. Bam, boom. You know, it's like brass monkey. That monkey. And what did I call this? Army shirt. And it has wood cap. And I can tell you this. One thing I like about Homestead, where my art studio is, they sell for you. You don't sell. You don't have to be there. They're there 7 days. And it's actually open 7 days a week. They do all the selling. I can't even say that word. Selling. Maybe if I say it right. Selling. They do all the selling. All you do is just bring the merchandise in. You set it up. Keep it looking nice in your booth. And they take care of the rest. They keep it clean. It's just amazing, y'all. If you've never been, you really need to go to Homestead. Mine is on Thousand Oaks and Parent Vital. Right off of Thousand Oaks. So this one, okay, so if you get something like this and you're like, oh man, it doesn't, like the size is right here, okay? There's two things you can do. You can cut this and stick it here. You can put this right here. And it really doesn't matter because it just says that. But what I do is, I like to put it in the inside and staple it. They can see it. You could turn this backwards, or you could do it like this. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna put it like this, because it's really not gonna bother me. And I'm gonna staple that down, and they can see the size. So let's get this back right. And this is what you have, y'all. It'll be better folded later. But, boom. But the way it should look is, let me do it right so y'all can see what it should look like. I should have listened to my mama when she was washing clothes and said, get over here and learn how to wash clothes. And I'm like, why? I'm never gonna wash clothes. I'm gonna be rich. I ain't gonna be doing all that y'all doing. There you go, y'all. That's in the bag. Free hat and everything. I'm like, I'm gonna be rich. Okay, this is the last one we have. What size are these pants? These pants are 27 by 37. They're BKI name brand denim. Look at that, y'all. Look at the bottom. We did all this to him. We did this to him. It's all on video. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna button them. Because they're gonna open them. They're gonna be on a hanger. I'll tell you right now how they're gonna be. They're gonna be on a hanger. But not like that. Be on a hanger. They're gonna be on a hanger like this. They'll be hanging so they don't get dirty, like that. Or you can fold them up like that. Either way you can do them. So what you do is you come back here and you take this one. This is our last pair. Make sure I put it on the right side. And then you want to make sure all your papers of care are really stuck in there, because they will fall out. You want to make sure they're on that zipper. We'll get our paper of care. How to care for the garment. There's so many ways you can do this. You can also, another way you can do this, it just takes more time, is you can make it smaller, which I like them to be able to read it. You can make it smaller, and you can put they make these with the pockets, and you just put it in the pocket. Some people will put brides. It's up to you. You don't have to get that fancy, to be honest. You really don't. This works really good. The way I'm doing it right now, it works really good. You won't have a problem. Then we're gonna take our last sticker. Hey. See, I ordered 100 of these bad boys. 100 of them. And we're gonna sell some in a little bitty bag, but we're gonna print those tomorrow. We're actually gonna sell some of these stickers. We're gonna put this down. We got that. And see, I'll just still have all that. I don't have to worry about that because I'm not doing that right now. Now this is gonna be a little different because these pants, okay? They're gonna wanna see the pants. So Let's open these up. And we're gonna put this right here. And we're gonna staple the pants. And then, bam, y'all. What y'all think? Look at that. You're giving them art. We're gonna do this. Okay, then you go 1, 2, 3. That boom, there you go. You can just you could just sell the pants. You don't even like we were showing y'all how to sell, like if you go buy clothes at Goodwill or something, or from a flea market, or not flea market, flea market has good clothes sometimes, but garage sales and stuff, and they're really good jeans, and you're like, wow, I like these. You might want to rub some holes in them. There's plenty of videos on Facebook how to do that. And then you don't have to use, like, let's say you say, well, Johnson, I'm not an artist. What the hell are you talking about? You can get clipped art. You can go to clip art. You mean, and now the worse if your picture, for some reason, my grandbaby, I don't know if y'all saw that picture, but it's online. He drew a picture, and it was just like, y'all should see it. And so I helped him, we colored it in. I did help him color it in. Y'all know how many people want to buy that? That's like the new art. And if you want to learn how to do all this, go to street art, YouTube street art, or street pop-ups, and you'll see these clotheslines. There's a girl on there. What is her name? Sneakers. I think her name is Sneakers. All she does is she goes to Goodwill, she buys clothes, and she sells them. She's making, like, y'all, last week she made, I think, yeah, it was last week. It was last week. She made over $13,000 in 1 week. All she does is wash them. She has that big press thing. She irons, presses them down, puts the label. She cuts out this label, puts her label. Sometimes she don't even cut out the label. She just does it like this, sells them on, and it's called she calls secondhand but first place, something like that. But her name is Sneakers. Is her name. So go on there and watch her if you want to do that. She's making a killing. You can find some good buys at Goodwill now. Everybody shops at Goodwill. Everybody, man. Y'all seen the video I did the other day. Last week we did a video at Goodwill. Everybody and their mama was at Goodwill. So, so that's what you can do. You look for things like this in your pants. Things that are different. That's not a regular pair of jeans and stuff. And I see a lot of stuff, like, I'll buy something that it's going out of, like, I have some jeans, some kids jeans that I'm finna do a little kids line. And it's a warm-up set I got from Walmart. When we did put all this on here, when we did this yesterday, you'll see that it's a small kids warm-up set I have. I got that at Walmart, and I showed y'all the tag. I'm doing it as at the end. I pull it out and I show y'all the tags where I paid $3 and $4 for the top. $4 for the pants, $3 for the shirt. I'll go and I'll buy that from Walmart, add my brand to it. Bam, it's gone. So all the money I make here, 30% goes back into the business. And someone asked me why I wanted to start all over again. Because, I had a clothesline before, but when I had it before, technology wasn't what it is today. Technology today is like crazy. There's so much you can do now with technology. So I'm able to do my own art and stuff. I'm going to show y'all what I have. So I have it in here. Looks nice, ready to go. And then what I'm going to do, and then let me show y'all. Hold on. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take it tomorrow if it's not raining. And I'm going to shut this up like this. It's good to go. And then it's not heavy. I don't have to worry about it. I keep everything nice. Let me show you my area so y'all can see. I'll show y'all. I'm set up. I'm not even in an art room. I have 2 art rooms. I'm not in either one of them. I'm watching TV in the family room, kicking back. Say hi, Johnny. No, nobody's there. I kick it back and like, hey, what's up? No. And over here, I have a little table. I have all my stuff right here. I'll put all this together. All this goes back in the same folder. And these pins, all this will go in the same folder. These here will go, I'll put my sticker in with a thank you note, and I'll give them some goodies. And sometimes I'll put coupons, 10% off if you buy some pants will be in there, you know, just, or if you buy a picture, because I also do artwork on a frame. Let me show y'all my dog. She's not happy. Doesn't matter. She's spoiled. Say hi. Say I'm spoiled. She's spoiled, y'all. She wants me to love her. Say hey. Say hi. Over here. Oh, crazy ass dog. She's spoiled. She's scared of thunder, and she doesn't like the rain. The doctor said that she needed therapy, and they wanted us to pay $3,000, right? You wanted to pay. I said, she ain't got no $3,000. Y'all crazy. I say, Peaches, how much money you got? Peaches say, I ain't got no money. So we got the hell up out of there. He's talking about, yeah, she's gonna need some therapy. She's a small puppy then. I said, well, how much is it? $3,000? Bye. I'll give her some therapy, all right. So she has a hard time when it's raining. She just, but he gave her some medicine. She just shakes. And then firecrackers, of course. She doesn't like them firecrackers. But she's a good doggy. That's a good doggy. She's not allowed on the furniture, so that's why she's not coming up. She knows better. Get down. Go away. Go away. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. She's got her own little bed over there. She has 4 beds in this house. That's her bed and her pillow. So guys, that's about it. You don't even need a computer. Everything I did today, you can do it on your iPhone. Okay, so I hope I'm motivating someone. The whole idea of these videos are to motivate. I enjoy what I'm doing. It's not a job. When it becomes a job, I'm through. Nah, this is just like the life for me, man, y'all. I love doing this. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna eat. I'm hungry. So I'll check you guys later. Please like my YouTube channel and like and share this video. If you like these videos and I'm motivating you, please like and share. I hope, and I thank God every day for giving me the power and the willpower to get up and get this done. As y'all saw, I started from, most people don't give you their secrets. They hide them. I ain't got nothing to hide. If I can help somebody, I'm there to help you. So that's just how I am. So what I'm saying is, like, they don't like to give y'all, I'm trying to see who's upstairs. Nah, I was like, I better not be nobody there. I'm gonna have to hurt somebody. But what was I saying? Oh, I don't mind helping out. That's why I give y'all my secrets, so I don't have that problem. So the secret's is like, that's why if you go back, you'll see when we started this, like last week. We started this last week. I was drawing and stuff, and people were sending me messages like, girl, you know you ain't gonna do nothing. Those pictures still gonna be sitting there. And just let people talk, because they're gonna do it. But y'all, you just stay motivated. You know, stay motivated. You can make that extra money and get those bills paid off. It feels good when you don't have those bills, and, you know, we throw away that much money. I'm watching these people, y'all. This is ridiculous. Look at this. This is what's wrong with America, okay? Look at this cop right here, right? He's going to this house because they're trying to get somebody out of this house, okay? He's trying to wave off the cameraman because whoever's in the house could be watching TV and know exactly where everybody's at. See him? See him? So that's what they say, you know, don't be on your phone and stuff. People just don't get it. I still do. But I started watching this because San Antonio downtown, there was a fire. Car ran into a building. They shot 2 people. Someone died in the car. Police was there. They sent. I was watching like this is natural news right here, and I was like, "What's going on? This is San Antonio." So sometimes you don't even know what's going on in your own city. So I hope this helps, guys. If you want to know how I got this journey started last week. Go back 4 or 5 videos. You'll see each one when you see me drawing on those little cards sitting right here. And then 2 of them I did up in the studio in the loft up there. So till you'll see me in the loft up there doing them. And just every day I would sit there and I would just draw maybe 1 or 2 a day. That's how all that came about. And then you'll see each step until we got to this, till we got here. Each step is online. I hope I can make a difference. God is so good to me. I love to give back to my community. You guys are amazing. I don't know it all, but what I can tell you, what I do know, my dad had a saying, always give back. Always give back, because it's going to come to you. Just got to remember to give back. You guys are amazing. Don't let anybody tell you you're not, especially yourself. Some of you right now are down in yourself. It's almost payday. Those of you that get paid on the 15th, like teachers and stuff, this is a hard weekend for some people, and I tell people, think about this. Think about maybe not going to so many happy hours. If you take $5 a week, I want you to tell me how much that is a year. And just don't go to happy hour. Whatever you were going to spend on, next time you go to happy hour one more time. Or you don't even have to go. Look at your credit card and see how much you were charged for happy hour. And this is how I got all this. This is how we did it, okay? Look and see how much, and I don't drink, so I never drank. So it's easy for me. So it's not going to be easy for everybody. Since I never drunk, this is easy. So, but I would be sitting at happy hour, right, as a principal or a teacher, whatever, just with friends. I'd be sitting there, everybody's happy hour, everybody's tired, and, you need to get away. There's nothing wrong with that. You need to go to happy hour. So I'd be sitting there, and I hear somebody's like, I got drinks for everybody. So everybody's like, you go, 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 go. And I'm thinking, and I'm new to this, because before that, I was in San Antonio police officer, so this is all new to me. And I'm like, oh, man, they buy drinking for everybody. And then something else would happen. I'd be like, dang, this is crazy shit. And so then one time, they're like, Johnson, it's your turn to buy drinks for everybody. I'm like, okay, I got you. Because they would buy me Dr. Pepper. So I was like, okay, I got y'all. I buy drinks for everybody. Y'all, get my thing. It was like, look at it. Now I'm in college full time, right? It's like $200 and something. I'm like, yeah, I got it. Here's a car. You're trying to be all cool. You get home Saturday morning. You're like, shit, man. I can't even go eat a taco this morning. I got to figure out to come up with this money I done put on this damn credit card. And then get this. I'm going to be real with y'all. Then a couple of weeks, couple of months, you get sick. And you laying in bed. People come, they bring you stuff. Your family. But the people you done bought all those happy hours for and all those drinks for, they ain't gave you nothing. They ain't give you shit. And I don't even cuss, and I'm going to say it. They don't give you shit. The people who you at school with kissing their ass talking about, oh, I got your lunch, don't worry. Or any work, I don't say school, at work. And you're like, oh, don't worry, I got you, don't worry, I got you. And you're like, shit. And and now that I'm retired, I can sit back and I remember those days. Them are the people that stabbing you in the back. Them are the people that are talking bad about you. Them are the people that, I remember I went on I was assistant principal, I'll never forget, and at Judson Independent School District. And we went on this thing all of us went on it was a trip, like, where you learn from administrators and all that, and we all went, and there was like some kind of, I don't remember what you call it, but, you go to learn other schools and watch. So we go, and, I'm chilling, I was doing really good. I had running three businesses and assistant principal check. So I was making good money, and my shop was making amazing money. I was even able to hire people back then. So I was like chilling. Then, I was buying people stuff. I had a friend. She was like, nah, man, I ain't got no money. I'm broke, my kids took it all. I'm like, oh, man, that's cool. Here, I got you. From my heart, that was from my heart. And I was like, no, don't worry about it. I got you. And so, and I have it. My dad always says, don't let people take advantage of you, but you have to be really, it goes back, what would Jesus do? So I thought we were cool as shit. So I was like, all right. So, I bought her food, or his food. Can't tell you if it's a man or a lady. And next thing I know, a couple of years later, someone comes to me and it's like, hey, let me tell you something. Come here. It's like, what? They're like, read these texts. I started reading these texts, right? This person was texting my boss, the big boss, like at the district, all this stuff. And I was like, what? And half of it wasn't even true. That was the crazy part, y'all. I don't mind telling it either. And they know that I ain't lying when I say this. And I was like, what? Because I have the text messages. I still have those text messages to this day. I have those text messages. They're like, yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay. That's how this is. Remember I told y'all I always play dumb. And this person was jealous of me. Why, I don't know. Because I ain't never done nothing to this person. Matter of fact, I don't do nothing to nobody. I'm a to myself person. How many Negroes y'all see over here? How many people, so y'all that follow me on Facebook, how many people see people in my house other than my grandbabies? I want y'all to tell me. Be honest. How many of y'all? Put it on there. Tell me if you seen somebody in my house. You ain't. You ain't gonna see them. Because you learn real quick how people are. And that's what I'm trying to get y'all to see. Everybody's not your friend. And you running over there throwing away your hard-earned money. And they ain't even got your back. So this person, I was like, oh man, so that's how it is. Okay. So I told the person who gave them, because what happened was, the way I found out was one person texts one person. And then the other person sent that person the text. And then that person sent me the text. And I'm like, but ain't that your friend? Because I want to make sure I wasn't being set up. And they're like, no, you got to understand. And this is how they said it. They're like, you really care about these kids here. You really do. You care. So I don't see why someone would say this about you. And this ain't true. And I was like, oh, I know where it's coming from. And I'm going to tell y'all what happened, where it's coming from. I don't mind telling the story. When I was at the school. I was at the alternative school, and I had a stroke. And I had to have surgery and everything. And I had a stroke just before I got hired at Judson, a real bad one. Matter of fact, it was on the same day me and my mom. Some of you already know this. Me and my mom both had a stroke at the same time. Mine's because my heart's an AFib, and the blood was shooting out, and I got a blood clot and I had an ITI. And my mom was there at the same time, and my doctor at that time was Dr. Law. But he's gone. I have a new doctor. She's great. And he didn't know that was my mom. And my mom was also his doctor. But my sister would take my mom to the doctor. So my dad had already passed away, so they didn't realize that we were mom and daughter. So they put us right next to each other. It was crazy. But we both had strikes. I'll never forget. I tell the story all the time. I know y'all already heard it because my mom's like, she was older. She's like, look, so they're like, the nurse comes in, she goes, can you go to your mom's room? She's looking for you. Can you get her to lay back down? We can't get her to lay back down. My mom had Alzheimer's. So I said, okay. So I go in. I'm like, hey, Mom. And she doesn't even realize I'm in a gown, my oxygen pole. I'm pushing my oxygen pole. And she's like, because she knew I was sick. She did know before she had a stroke that I was sick. And it was during the month when, it was in March, during my birthday. And my brother had just passed away having a heart transplant, my oldest brother. And she knew that. She went to the funeral, so she knew that he had just passed away. So she's just like, and then in February, I had lost my dad of cancer. So my mom was under a lot of stress, and then she had Alzheimer's. But she had Alzheimer's before my dad died, but it wouldn't get bad until I lost my brother and my dad. She had a hard time. So I ended up at the hospital with her. And I said, look, Mom. And she's like, oh, baby, look. We both died and came to heaven together. I was like, Mom, we're not in heaven, we're in the hospital. And so I was like, what are you doing? My mom would always watch church, always, either in their headsets or on TV. I mean, back in those old days, you know, we're from the valley, so she would watch those, I can't even think of their names, but they were old back in the day, like, you know, back in the day, way back, the real ones, not the artificial ones. And so she would watch them, and she was watching it, praising God and everything, and just like, yeah, we died. I'm like, no, Mom, we're not dead. I finally got her in bed and got her to sleep. And actually, she got out of the hospital before I did. And I stayed in there for like 3 weeks, longest 3 weeks of my life. And they said, oh, she's dead. Y'all can forget it. She gone. So it was crazy. Y'all know, some of y'all know that story. So anyway, I went back to work after I got out of the hospital because I was on FMLA. And I wrote a report. For like the first 3 weeks, it was kind of hard for me. My memory and writing was kind of hard. I could remember everything but a name. The name I could not get. I'd be talking and couldn't remember the name. But they told me that was normal. It would go away, and I was in therapy. So, you know, I was doing my job. I was still doing my job. I mean, it was a hard job. And I was doing it damn well, good. And a couple of reports, you know, it was kind of like a little scratchy. You couldn't read it that much because I had no feelings. I still don't have feeling in this hand. And that's why I'm always burning myself on the stove. So, but I learned it all again, you know, and I took the criticism. I took it all from everybody. And they knew, but I didn't care. I was like, no, because my doctor's like, just retire. You can legally retire and get benefits. And I'm like, no, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm not going to live off the government. No. If I can, you know, I don't care if they got to fire me. I'm not. I can do my job. I just need time to get me back to me. So those reports, like 3 or 4, maybe 5, and then they would send them and they would they'd be like, yeah, look at this, Johnson. Well, apparently this person who I didn't know at the time knew me. So when I got moved, it was that person did not want me to Judson High School, and I did not know this. And y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't mind saying this. Like I said, I have nothing to hide. That's why I'm saying this person I would have given my life for, and I was trying to help them out. And the whole time they were just like going against me, like taking time out of their day. And I was like, dang, this is crazy. You know, and by then I had gotten better. My speech had came back. I was pronouncing things right. Like right now, my memory's better. Actually, my memory's even better. I'm 60. I'll be 62 in March, you know. They're like, oh, she's lying about her age. I'm like, oh, Lord. They had a big old thing about I was lying about my age. And then they're like, the same person, she went and told my bosses that I had a kid and that they were my relative. First of all, my relatives were very far and in between. And first they tried to make her my niece. And that's the funny part. And I kept saying that she's not my niece. Yeah, she's your niece. And this kid was nowhere near to me. The only person that I ever had in my family that I was actually there as a principal or as their PE teacher was my nephew. My, what do you call him? I almost said it. It was my nephew, Levon, who graduated from Judson. I was his PE teacher with the Christine and all them. He was at Candlewood with Christine and all them. That group that graduated, y'all know who Christine is. He works at Judson. He's a coach. Him and my nephew are buddies. They grew up together. So that's one relative I had. Then I had another relative, Daphne's kids, who is my first cousin. I had her son. I was at Candlewood. Then I had my wait, let me back up. I had my daughters, Heather and Joanne, at Candlewood. Then I had my granddaughter. I was her PE teacher in Kamaya, which is my granddaughters, at Coronado. And then I had my other Levon's son, which is Levon's my nephew, so his son is my second nephew. He graduated, and when he was at Judson, I wasn't there. I retired that year that he went. I wasn't there. So that's it. The people that I have right now at Judson, I was already retired when my cousins and everybody that are there now, I wasn't there when they were there. I'd already retired. So in between that time I was at Judson, there was no one that was my relative working at the Judson Independent School District. They were so convinced that this girl was my cousin that, man, y'all, it was bad. I was hoping they'd go get an attorney because my family tree, first of all, when you look up my dad's name or my mom's name, you're not going to find shit. So when they told me, oh, we went, this is your cousin, da, 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 because y'all realize, those of you who know me know, my mom, that's not her real name. That's not my mom's real name. And my dad, that's not my dad's real name. So if you go in and look for them, there's no way they could be kin to me. Because when my parents passed away, we were finally given the correct information. I have brothers and sisters I didn't even know I had. I still do. Abba Jean. That's my blood sister. Didn't even know I had her. She was my sister. She's still alive. So that's why people who know me from the valley, they don't understand. They'd be like, wait a minute, you didn't grow up with no Regine? No, I didn't, because I was my mom's child, not my dad. I have a brother who's Hispanic, who's my dad's child, and they all live in the valley. All my other family members live in Tyler on my mom's side. And in Oklahoma, Jean lives in Oklahoma, where my daughter is right now. Jean lives in Oklahoma. And my uncles all live they're still alive on my mom's side. And my aunties, they're still alive. My mom's sisters all live in Tyler, Texas. And they're not a Johnson. And because my mom's maiden name was Johnson, but that's not her real name. I can't go into detail, but she's not a Johnson. That's not her real name. And then my uncles live in Colorado, which are my mom's brothers. So I don't know what they were looking at. And I knew, I told my attorney, and I'm like, man, I just want them to leave me alone. I said, I don't know where they're getting all this from. And then because it was the Hobbs. They were looking at, because my name is Brenda Lee Johnson Hobbs, my maiden name. My maiden name, turns out, my dad was adopted, for those of y'all that don't know that. His last name would have been Garcia. So I was laughing the whole time. I was like, this is crazy. And then I found out who was behind it all. And it was this person who I'd been helping all this time who was coming for me, say, hey, can you help me? I'm like, I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you. I understand. I had kids. I was in college. It's hard trying to make it by yourself, I understand. I got you. I got you. And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. And so it took me a while. But before that even happened, once I graduated, I became a teacher. And I really saw, I'd go to happy hour. You know, I love dancing. Y'all know I love dancing. And I would see these people, because I don't drink. So you see people at a whole different light. When you don't drink and everybody's drunk but you're like, shit. You know? And I saw people, and I saw and I listened to them. You want to know the truth? Listen to somebody who's drunk. And I was like, man, this is real. This is real. This is how they are. And then I would hear them, like, I'd be sitting there. Y'all, this is the truth. I'm not lying to y'all, man. I'm not lying to y'all. This is the truth. I'd be sitting there, and they'd be like, somebody would come to the table, and they're like, hey, y'all want drinks? And they'd buy everybody drinks. And then they say, I'm going to go dance. And they run out to dance. So they didn't threw their credit card on the table, and they're out dancing. And then everybody at the table's like, I can't stand that bitch. And I'd be like, she's about to have drinks. That's the only reason we bring her, so she can bring us drinks. Girl, are you crazy? We bring her so we can we know she gonna buy drinks. That's the only reason we take her out to eat, because she'll be like, I got the bill. And I'm sitting here thinking this whole time, thank God God showed me earlier. I'm thinking this whole time like, dang, man. And they don't even know me that well, because I'm new, you know. I'm like, I had just graduated from college. I'm like, I just became a teacher. I just got my teacher's license. And I'm like, shit, I graduated from UTSA with my bachelor's in science, along with education. So I was like, shit. I was like, okay, this is shit my mom was talking about. But, you know, when your mom and dad tells you something, they're going to tell you the viewpoint from their generation. So you kind of like have to look and adopt it for your generation. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is the shit my mom was talking about. I got this. I see now. So what I did was I was like, okay, so I get this. I see this. So I stopped going to happy hours. And I would put my money up, put my money up, put my money up. And within 3 years, no, actually I'm lying, it was 2 years, I bought a boat. I bought that 19-foot Bayliner. Y'all remember that boat I had in Sunrise? Because I had tried so many things. I tried to be roommates, that didn't work. I tried marriage for 13 years, that didn't work. I'm like, you know what? God's trying to tell me just, I'm a loner. So that's what it is. So I saved my money. I put my kids in whatever I could to keep them active. My daughters, they were in horseback riding, cheerleading. They were in everything, but because you have to keep, you're at school, so you know what happens to these kids that are not involved in something. They will find something to get involved in. Either you can help them and find something for them, or they're going to go out and somebody else is going to find it for them. I'm just being honest. After 33 years of teaching, I can tell you that's what's going to happen. So I was upset because homegirl was just screwed me over, and I'm like, and then I thought about it. And I was like, you know what? She ain't screwed me over, because God got me. Because I noticed every time I would help her, like I come home one day, like one time they were like, hey, I can't, or him, I'm saying her or him. I would come home and he would be like, hey, I don't have money for rent, can you help me? I'm like, yeah, I got you. And I'd come home and I'd get a letter in the mail, like, I'm not shitting y'all, I get a letter in the mail, like, it'll be a check, it'll be like, oh, wait, you overpaid, your business, here's your refund back, you overpaid on your, because I always pay my taxes for my business early. So they're like, and so I estimate, I pay in December, okay, and it's not the end yet. So I always estimate my sales, but if I don't make those sales, I don't have to pay those taxes on them. So then I just do an amendment and put I didn't make them. And so I was like, then to my mailbox, I have a check. You know, even from, I remember one time, my house note, it was this house right here, I'll never forget, get in the mail, it says, what did it say? It gave us money from because we had so much on our, whatchamacallit, too much. And I was like, dang. So anytime I was helping somebody, money would just come to me. So I wasn't really mad at that aspect. I was hurt. But I never stopped hating that. I never hated that person. I actually felt sorry for them. Because the whole time they were trying to push me out. And I never understood that. I really thought this person really cared. And, you know, and some of the things I saw, you know, and people, when you're good, people take care of you. They might not do it when anybody around, but they would pull me to the side and they're like, here. And they would give me some paperwork, or they'll send me a thing on my phone, and I'll be like, what the hell? Is it this? Who have I done wrong to that you're trying to set me up? This is crazy. That's how I was. So my message to you is, as my people that I'm following and I'm trying to coach, is that, you know, and I'm saying this because I talked to somebody today. That's why I didn't go online today. I was online a long time ago. I had a person who I talked to who's a good friend of mine, and they just screwed her over. And I was telling her, I was like, and I told her my story. And it was funny because she said, if I would have known your story, I would have never put myself in that position. And I was like, I hear you. I hear you. And I said, the sad part is my dad and my mom told me already, but I hadn't put that century with this century to understand what was going on. So, and I said, when people come after you, either it's because you're shining in God's eyes, you know, good things are going on. And it's sad when life is like that. Like when I got Teacher of the Year, I was like, oh, hell no. I got my name put on the thing outside. I was like, can y'all take that down out the marquee? I didn't want my name up there because then I knew it was going to be an arrow on my back. It was going to be not an arrow, target on my back. When I got Teacher of the Year of the Spurs twice, I was like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Because I knew it was going to be a target on my back. It shouldn't be like that. My friend's like, you got Teacher of the Year? Are you going to go all the way? Like, you can go all the way up to the state and win. I'm like, no. I'm not even putting in paperwork. I'm not even accepting this. And, you know, to this day, people still do the same thing. They're like, oh, like I had a friend, she got Teacher of the Year. She's like, man, I done fucked up. I got Teacher of the Year. You poor, you know, we're all laughing. It's funny because we're all sitting in the teacher's lounge and we're all laughing. That's how bad it is. We're all like, you got Teacher of the Year. You know, here you go. Those arrows are coming. It shouldn't be like that. It should not be like that. And it's like that not only in education, everywhere. It's like that in everything, even in families. It's like that, and it should not be like that. You should do something good, and people should say, hey, you know what? That's good. I like that. But it don't work like that, y'all. For 33 years, I've seen it. I've seen it. I still see it, you know. You know, I have friends, you know. They're like, how you paying for that truck? I'm like, what truck? They're like, that Toyota, your truck. You got because then the Yukon was out here the other day because my granddaughter just got a brand new car. So she's a senior. She's going to graduate. She's going to Purview. She got accepted for Purview. So she's not driving a Yukon. So the Yukon is just there. And I'm like, why y'all worried about what I'm driving? Why are you worried about what I'm driving? Oh, it must be a lease. You know, and I'm like, and I was going to tell him, no, it's not a lease. But then I thought, why do I care? You know, first of all, I would never lease a car. That would be the first thing. But why would I care? That's my car. It's paid for. It's mine. I bought that with my money. I work extra jobs. I do extra stuff. I have my own art studio. That's mine. But so anyway, back to my friend. The reason I'm saying this today is, and I picked this late to say this is because I didn't want any of my students watching this. It's because those of you that are out there and you're young and you're starting off or you've been doing this, I want you to go look at your credit card statement on your phone, because if you're like me, it comes, I don't have paper in my house. I hate paper. My dad was a fireman in the Air Force, so I knew very well we did not deal with paper in our homes. But anyway, and look how much, if you went to happy hour, the last time you went, go back on your statement, look how much money you spent. Times that by 4. And then times that by 12. And in that year, that's how much money you have or could have had. And that car you could pay off early. Your house you could pay off early. It's so easy, y'all. And I started doing that because I didn't drink, so it was easy. It's not gonna be, if you're drinking, it's a whole other ballgame. I don't drink, it's easy for me. I'm gonna be honest, I don't drink, so it's very easy for me. But I did used to go to happy hour, try to fit in and buy everybody drinks, and I'm like, what the hell? But, you know, like I said, when they told that, they said, hey, I was like, why are y'all dogging her, you know? She's just trying to have fun. And they're like, that's the only reason we bring her. We can't stand her. So most of those people you're partying with, they don't want to be with you. They're just bringing you for your wallet. They're just bringing you what you can give to them. They're not in happy hour for you. They probably already knew, hey, they all got together at work and said, hey, look, we're going to go to happy hour. We're going to go invite homegirl. And they going to invite you today. Like, don't let payday be on a Friday or a Thursday. Y'all can forget it. Yeah. They gonna get you. So I taught my girls a long time ago. I had to teach them, like, down the line, this is how it works. And you know, the easy it is right now. Because I can remember, like, when my parents, they would go out, you know, you have dollar bills. You actually have, like, I have $50 to spend. And so when you get down and you're spending that $50, and you get down, you only have $5 left. It kind of like, you're like, well, at night, you know, you're feeling good. And you're like, oh, wait a minute, I don't have $5 left. I need to chill, okay? Difference, when you have that credit card in your hand, and you're like, oh, here you go, here you go, here you go. You're not seeing anything. You're not seeing those numbers. And you're like, hey, I got you, I got them. Hey, I'm going to pay for hers. Here you go. You don't see it. You don't even see it until, like, when your phone goes ding. Like the next day, your phone goes ding, and you look at it and it says insignificant funds. And you're like, we took $500 out of your savings to cover your checkings. If you're blessed enough to have that on your banks. I know mine, I have that on mine. So I just be like, what the hell did I do last night? You know what I see people do that all the time. And that's what I was talking about, you know. It's crazy. So those are the people that you want to look at your life. And if you're young, when I say young, like I said, I'll be 62 in March. If you're like in your 30s, it's time to grow up. Because I'm going to tell y'all right now, y'all better, all of y'all that say, I don't care who's president, I don't watch TV, history repeats itself. We are going back to the time when there was no government assistance. There was no public school. Remember, I said this. I told Bonnie like maybe 3 years ago. I said, the first charter school that hit San Antonio, I said, you know what? Well, mark my word. There'll be charter schools in our area. Everybody said, you're lying. You're just like to see panic. And then I'm like, okay, you'll see. Remember I told y'all, right? How you got everybody panic thinking public schools are coming. They jumping ship. I'm just letting y'all know. Okay. Now what happened? How many public schools in Judson Independent School District? I mean, how many charter schools are in the Judson Independent School District? I should have said that question. And now, I laugh about this. Because I said vouchers how long ago? And y'all know Miss Johnson. She told y'all about those vouchers. And it's not that I know magic or I can see in the future or I have tarot cards. No, all that's bullshit. I'm going to tell you, everybody who sees in the future and those tarot cards and all that, you know how it makes them successful? They study the past. All you have to go back in your past. History repeats itself. All these people saying, oh, there's going to be an earthquake in 2015. And bam, we have an earthquake. Oh, man, they said there was going to be an earthquake. The study of the world and this planet and the Bible, history repeats itself. All the time. All we do is repeat. Y'all haven't figured that out yet? It's not that we're smart. We're no smarter than you are. That's like when they told me people started laughing. They're like, how come you don't watch football? I said, because my dad told me it's not real. And back then, people thought wrestling was real back then. So that was back in like I think I was in, I can tell you exactly when it is. 1976 bicentennial year, I was in 5th grade. And when I found out football wasn't real, and I was like, what? It's all scripted. Because if you think I'm lying, look at, you have to register. The whole football in NFL is registered. I want you to go look on there. And when you go look on there, I want you to see what their license says. Their license does not say sports. Go look at soccer. It'll say sports. Go look at baseball. It'll say sports. Go look at football. Y'all know what it says? Bet y'all can't even tell me what it says. It says entertainment. Go look at wrestling. You know what wrestling says? Entertainment. Know what golf says? Sports. You know why it says entertainment? Because they don't have to go by those same rules that you have to do in sports. And you can lie to people in entertainment, but you can't lie to people in a sport. Big difference. It's the political part. So somewhere politically, the rules are different. So when you register, and I know my business, I have a lot of businesses. So when you register a business name, you have to register that name under this, and you have to follow those guidelines. So if professional football was listed under sports, then they couldn't do this, and this. And some people say it's because they wanted to sell beer. But you just research that. Don't listen to what I'm saying. Don't believe what I'm saying. Go look for yourself. So my dad told me years ago. I used to tell my friends at school, wrestling ain't real. They were started laughing. They thought I was crazy. And then what happened? Came out. It's gonna repeat itself. It has to, because let me tell you why. Technology. I mean, I'll give you an example. Tell me how come you can go to Egypt. You can go and you'll see the pyramids. You'll see these roads, thousands and thousands of years old. People drive them every day because they go see them. They have never once changed those roads out. We can't even keep potholes from out here. Why? Look at the technology. Why? Why is their streets that they built back in those days still there? And we, with all the technology, can't even keep our streets without getting on. Why can't we pave a street that's going to last like they are everything else, the olden ones back in thousands of years ago? How can their brick mortar last longer than ours? We're more educated. We have technology. We have better science. Ask yourself that. It's because history repeats itself. And every time we repeat ourselves, we try to do it different. I'm going to tell you the answer to that question real quick, because this pod's about to be over. Here it is. The reason why the roads were not as good as back in those days, and you know, in San Antonio now, I don't know if y'all seen Come Fly With Me, those big old, that's what I call them Come Fly With Me, the overpasses that are like, you need a plane ticket to get on that bitch. That's how high they are. Okay. Because Johnson ain't getting on them, and if I do, I'm stopping. I'm scared of heights. I'm stopping my car, and the police gonna have to come get me because Brenner ain't driving up there. So why is it not the same, and why do we have problems with them? Because we always find a way to do it cheaper. We always find a way to do it less people and cheaper. And so what happens is, just like this warehouse, just like everybody's like, oh, we're going to lose our job. They got these robots moving, da-da-da. Yeah, they do. And then we got these self-18-wheelers coming. Yeah. But when you're doing things for all the wrong reasons, you're making these trucks so they can drive by themselves so you don't have to pay these people. It's not going to happen. What happened the other day? That truck ran over 15 people. The semi truck, there was not a driver. They were everybody's like with guns out and everything. It's on the news. And it was one of those self-driving trucks. Police want to blow it up and shit. It's a self-driving truck. That's what I'm saying. Then you had the Uber car, self-driving. What did it do? It ran over that poor little girl. Killed her. So things can only be as good as man's hands make them. And everything is about saving money in America, in this world. How can I do this cheaper? How can I make things cheaper? That's what it's about. That's it. History repeats itself. So my message today is, and I had to go eat. My message today is for y'all. And that's how I started this iPod, after my little thing I did, because I promised my friend I was going to do this. And you ain't got no friends in this world. Your only true friend is God. I'm just being honest with y'all. Y'all, if you're on a job, no matter where it's at, and you're on this job, it might be you I'm talking to. You might be the one they inviting to go to happy hour every day, and they just taking your money. You might be the one they taking out to eat every day for lunch. They're just taking your money. I'm telling you, start saving your money. Stop going out. Stop doing things. It's finna get hard. If you look, and everybody who's like, I don't watch the news, that's what they want. Y'all are playing right in their hands. That's what they want. They don't want you to watch the news. They want you to be scared to watch the news. That's what they want. This makes it easier. Now, I don't care who's president. I'm not talking about that. But times is finna get hard, not because of Trump or whoever. History repeats itself. Y'all mark my word. You can tell me I'm crazy. You can say anything. I've been saying this for day one. There's not going to be no public education. That's gone. Mark my word. There's not going to be no WIC food stamps. That's gone. They're already trying to take education out from, just keep it in the states. He already signed that already, but still they have to go vote for it. It's going to happen, y'all. It's going to happen. The money's not there. And you think about this. You have to overhaul the government. It doesn't matter if it's Trump or whoever's doing it. The government has to be overhauled. Whoever won still would have to overhaul the government. You have to get your look at it like this. If this is your home and you have people coming in and out of your home, you don't know who's who. Things are missing. Money's missing. You have no really thing how to really do this correctly. Wasn't done correctly. Maybe there's no system. People just spending money crazy. You're paying for your neighbor next door's gas, your neighbor's food next door, your neighbor's clothes over here, and all that. That's what America's doing right now. So that all has to be cleaned up, okay? So while they're cleaning all that up, they're like, wait a minute. What do we have this for? Why are we still giving Africa water? They got more water than we do now. Those things have been going on back in the 60s. So those things, Trump's cutting out. And I didn't vote. Just so y'all know, I didn't vote. I already said this before. Johnson didn't vote for nobody. I don't believe in voting. So y'all think I'm crazy? Just give you another reason to think I'm crazy. But if I'm going to clean out my house and I'm having all those problems, those are the things you're going to do. So America's being cleaned out. And unfortunately, a lot of people, you might have to take this woman who comes in your house through the window with her baby who's hungry. You might have to say, you know what? I don't have to take you back. I'll help you. I'll get you back where you're supposed to go. I won't just make you go back out the window. I'm even going to give you a ride to where you need to go. Then you have to stop everybody else from coming. Then you have to board it up. And let's say they start kicking it in. Then you have to call the police. Then let's say they don't care. Then you have to kill them. Because you have to get control back of your house. And then you have to go in and say, okay, I'm spending this. Why are we spending this? We don't need to spend this. Let's do away with it. Why are we doing this? Education's already screwed up. So why is the nation paying for these screwed up? Think about this. Half of the people who are paying taxes or not even have kids in school. You're paying taxes for education and your kids are not even in school. Not only that, what I believe is, this is what I believe in. Yeah, I should have ran for government. This is what I believe. I believe that anyone who pays taxes and don't have kids in school should get a refund for every one of those little kids that drop out of school. I think we should get a refund. Maybe $10 per child. I take $10 per child at this point because I know dropout rate is really high in America. Give me $10 per child as they drop out, and I'll be happy to pay my homeowner's insurance to pay for school. Because then I know once they start doing that, them kids ain't dropping out. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of why can't the state run their district? Each state is different. And I've been in education. I know what it is. I started when education didn't even have nothing. Somebody was like, oh, they don't have special ed. He signed the paperwork, but that's not what he signed. But people thought that, okay? When I started education, y'all, true story. Kids were doing better without testing. They were learning. They weren't stressed. Testing only came in when you're making, you know how much those people make to make the STAR test? You know how many STAR tests you have to make? You know how many STAR test booklets? Not only do you get the booklets for STAR testing, guess what? They also make the study stuff. And then when you flunk, they even make one for that one. These people are making billions and billions of dollars on these tests for the states. Why? These kids are not passing. So why are we doing it? Why we keep fixing something broken? If I tell you you got a flat tire and you put air in it and you take off, it's going to work, but what's going to happen? And then you put air in it again. If you like keep putting air, keep doing it. Because air costs nowadays, I'm going to tell y'all. I still can't blow air in my tire yet, so I know air costs. So that's what I'm saying. You have to start saving your money. You can't, and this is what I promised my friend I was going to do tonight. You have to start saving your money. You have to start being smarter with your money. If you're just now having kids, I have a grandbaby right now. He's 5 years old, and I told his mom, she's in the military. He goes to a military school on campus. And I said, start educating your kid right now. Because it's going to be a whole different ballgame. They're going to stop these kids that are keeping these other kids from learning and not coming to school and acting a fool and all of that. They're going to keep them out of school. Because once they give it over to the states, it's a whole nother ballgame. Whole nother ballgame. So y'all better start saving your money. You better start getting a hold of your kids. You better start raising them now. You better start teaching them ABC 1, 2, 3 now. Because it's going to be either you're going to go to school or your little butt's going to go over there to that, what do you call them schools? Technology, where you go and you learn technical school skills. You're going to be going to the skills school. How to become an air conditioner person. How to become how to build a home. Because who's building homes now? My family's Hispanic on my dad's side. Y'all better look at it. I used to be a manager at Home Depot. I used to be a manager at Ace Hardware. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all think I'm kidding. I used to put bids in for lumber at Ace Hardware. I used to do the bidding for their lumber contracts. And I'm going to tell y'all, 99.9% of the people are building homes other than Rayco, which is Ray Ellison. Unless you're a millionaire and you don't get a Jim Beam home, is Hispanic and Mexican people building homes. They know their math, because it's not, I'm a woodworker. If you don't know your math, there's no way in hell you're going to build a home. Because when you put those cross beams up, and they already come up, y'all. Look, they come you know, if you, a manufactured home, they already come. I'm talking about building a home, a solid home. Not where they bring in everything done already in those trucks. See these big trucks come in and these homes are already built. They're houses. They're already building. It's like this and everything. No, I'm talking about like this. This is a model home, a built home. You got to know your angles. You got to know your 90-degree angles. You got to know how to put your fence together, your 2x4. How am I gonna put this 2x4 to angle this way and this one to angle this way? This is a model home. The roof. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Look at my roof. Look at this. Look at this. That's math. That all that up there. That's called math. These stairs, this cut stuff. That's math. That's all building is math. I'm gonna tell you right now. You don't know your math, you ain't building shit. You ain't. And all the people who's building these homes are Hispanic. So what does that tell you? What is that going to tell you? If they're going to be gone, who's going to be building? Ask yourself that. Hotels going to go up. I know every hotel I stayed in San Antonio, I'm going to be honest with y'all, they were either Hispanic or black. I'm just being honest. Who's cleaning your hotels? I'm just being honest. They're willing to do what most people are not willing to do. They're your harder workers. Those are the best kids to keep in school. You know why? They value education. Because in their country, they see, now I'm not going to say their country because they were born here. In their parents' country and their grandparents' country, they see that those kids don't go to school. They see the American dream. And most important, unlike us, they believe in the American dream. So you better start saving your money. You better start teaching your little kids if they're little. Now, junior high and high school is too late. They already grown. But I'm just being honest with y'all. Just, y'all know me, I speak my mind. So I told my friend I was going to get on here, I was going to do this, then I was going to talk. Y'all know I always talk afterwards. You can hang up, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm just telling y'all the truth. Y'all going to see what Johnson says. Food is going to go up because who's going to pick it now? Ask yourself that. All these people who lost their jobs, you're not going to be able to get a job. Right now, there's millions of jobs. Mark my words, it's going to be hard to get a job. Because they did away with, he locked up Trump locked up the whole damn building of human resources. So where are all those people going? They got to have a job. You don't even know, I wouldn't even work in the government right now. I'd be, if I was in a government job right now in the United States of America, I would be looking to see where else could I go to work and do what I do, and I would get my resume together. Because when these people went to work Monday, they could not get in the building, y'all. The building was locked. When they got on there, they knew something was wrong because some of them got on their emails to check their emails over the weekend, and they still ain't got in that building. They actually had, whatchamacallits in there. They wouldn't let them in. They had yellow tape, like, you can't come in here. It's on the news. Think I'm lying? Go look it up. Trump locked them all out. So if you're working at a government building right now, ask yourself, does America need your job? Ask yourself that. Because they're going to be gone. And they got homeboy in there. He cleaning house. If you ain't looked, they don't want you to see the news. 99% of my friends are not watching the news. They tell me, my family, I don't watch the news. It's depressing. You better start watching the news. Had a friend, they just laid her off. She's like, no one told us. I said, sweetie, it was on the news. She was one of my friends that just got laid off. Trump shut that shit down. She was working at one of those places, you know, here in San Antonio, where they were keeping the people who came across the border. It's closed. They went to work Monday. They didn't even get a phone call, y'all. They went to work. There was nobody to call them. The offices don't exist anymore. So you ain't even got nobody to call. Say, hey, why is there a lock on the door? Because that department don't exist anymore. So who are you going to call? You go to work Monday. And she's like, Johnson, you'll never believe this. I said, then you watch the news? It was on the news Sunday. They were getting rid of them all. New York, San Antonio, everywhere. They don't need them anymore. What do they need them for? So she's like, girl, I ain't got a job. I didn't get no one told me. No one da-da-da-da. No, who you going to sue? That position don't exist anymore. You know, usually if you get fired from a job, let's say you work at HEB, you can call Human Services and say, hey, I got fired, and I want to know why. This, who you calling? Ghostbusters? Because ain't nobody there but ghosts. They gone. So you guys, if you're working in the government, you better start looking. If you're working in like, if you're working, I don't even want to say it, man. If you're working in WIP, you better start looking. You better start looking for a job. If you're working in any kind of government where things are free, you better go look for a job because it's not needed. Your boy with the car, what's his name, that has a nice car, Elon Musk, he's in charge of cutting everything. Trump put an and Elon Musk knows his shit, y'all. He's like, wait a minute. He's sitting in the office like, okay, what is this? What the hell? We don't need this. Next. What is this? Oh no. Next. Education. Why do we need education? Why are we spending all this money on education? I can see his face right now. Trump. Hey, buddy. I didn't even know we had education in America. Why are we wasting this money? Let's just give it back to the States. This is just headaches. We don't even have to deal with this now. You know, the school shootings and all that. We just give it back to the States, and that way it ain't even on our hands. Bam. That easy. So that whole department, where are these people gonna go to work, y'all? And it's everywhere. It's all over the country. They're gonna be looking for that McDonald's job. I'm finna go open me a restaurant, shit. 'Cause I don't have everybody working for me. Ain't gonna be no jobs. Everybody's gonna go. I have friends right now, bless their hearts, and I'm praying for them. To them, they'd be like, Johnson, it's not funny. But it is, because when I told you to watch the news, you told me you didn't need to watch the news because there was too much going on. Now you up there watching the news every day and to seeing if it's sad that when you wake up in the morning, you have to see if you still have a job. There are people that are panicking right now, y'all, when they go and they're at home and they check their computer at work and it don't come up, they freak out. If they're working for the government, they're just go on YouTube. They're like, oh shit, did I get fired? And they get their phones. They're freaking out. They'll be like, man, y'all, I just thought I got fired. I just got on my, anybody works for this place, please let me know if you can get on, because I can't get on. I mean, that's what we're going through. But y'all wouldn't know that because you don't watch the news. Because so much happens on the news, you can't handle it. You get a little depressed. You stop watching it. That's what they want you to do. So it makes life easier. If nobody's complaining, who cares? Because ain't nobody watching the news anyway. I'm being honest with y'all. Nobody's watching the news. Because I know damn well I would have known that. And here's the funny part. These people are pissed, okay? We're talking about thousands, y'all. And they cussing out Trump. Trump, da, 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 da. I'm like, time out. You voted for Trump. It ain't like he lied. He didn't lie to nobody. He told y'all what he was going to do. He sat there and every time he said, I'm going to clean this country up. I'm going to do this, 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 and this. And homeboy, like the minute he hit the floor, give me the pen. He didn't even wait. He's like, hey, give me the pen, man. Yeah, he was just like, and all the presidents, and you know that rock, you know how you had the presidents in that rock, mountain, whatever, Rushmore? Yeah, they finna put him up there, y'all. Y'all, no kidding, I was looking at him. I was looking at TV and they were showing him, there was a helicopter flying, and they were showing them. And the minute Trump hit office, they were all like, and then one of them said, "Here's the pen." And homeboy he's still writing, y'all. Just, it's crazy. And then I was like, my friend was like, "Why are you laughing?" I said, "Because you're making fun of me because I had a pension." I said, "Now, you all of y'all that on Social Security, now I paid in Social Security, but I also have a pension. My district didn't pay into Social Security. We pay in a pension. But all y'all that have Social Security," homeboy's like, my friend was watching TV, and I was talking to him on the phone like this, and I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm looking at this paper." I was like, he had a paper, let's just say this is paper. He had a paper in his hand. I'm like, "What are you looking at?" He said, "I'm trying to read this." He said, I got this in the mail. I said, "What does it say?" He said, "Something about Social Security." He's reading. He's like, "Did you get one?" I said, "No, man, I'm not old enough for Social Security. And I didn't pay, I paid, I'll get Social Security. And, you know, my ex-husband, I'll get his Social Security. I've been married 13 years. I get his Social Security." I said, "But no, I didn't. I have a pension." And he's like, "Man, this is crazy." He said, "You read this stuff? Look what the president trying to do." And he's just like, and I'm just sitting here cracking up. And I say, "You told me the other day that you didn't have to worry about nothing because you got your Social Security." I said, he said, "You better." He's like, "When did?" I said, "You didn't watch the news like I told you. Y'all just went out there and voted. It didn't matter who you vote for. It was going to have to be clean. Either way, somebody's going to have to clean this whole mess up. This is a mess. They need to get the house in order. We need to get the United States in order. That's pretty much. We need to get San Antonio in order. There's too many shootings, too much going on. We need to get people in here and get it in order and get back to regular lives." But y'all, it's going to get hard out there. You might have that job, and you might thinking everybody got you on that job. But I'm going to tell you, when these people with all this education, these college people who are sitting in all these jobs, lose their job, they coming for yours. Mark my word. History repeats itself. Give an example. Plane falls, kills the people in skaters. Bunch of them die. Okay? I'm sitting here thinking, and I'm a history buff, so I'm sitting here thinking, man, you would have thought by now people had common sense. So one thing people didn't realize, when this plane fell and all these skaters, the helicopter hit the plane and all these skaters got killed, that's not the first time in America that has happened. Did y'all know that? Not the first time. Matter of fact, when it happened before, they would only fly 3 at a time. Yeah, it's not the first time. Not the first time. I want you to Google it. I was finna tell y'all the year. I'm not even gonna do that. Google the year they lost that many people in an ice skating plane crash. And they were saying that they were used to fly them 3 at a time. They wouldn't fly them. The whole team would not fly. Before that, it was a hockey team. Look it up. That's why they said you don't put everybody on the same plane. They used to do that for the longest, and then they stopped. Why? We got over what? We forgot. We forgot. But when that plane first crashed, I almost gave it to y'all again, but look it up. That is not the first time that ice skaters from the Olympics, a bunch of them, got killed. So history repeats itself. So what's next? War. It's in the Bible. History repeats itself. We don't learn from our mistakes. We forget. We get caution. It's doing it. then we forget. This is not the first time. Everybody says this is the worst fire ever in LA. No, it's not. The only difference is, if you look this up, there was a fire like that before. Those homes weren't there. Those homes weren't there back in those days. We forget. That's not the first time Louisiana was underwater. What's the difference? The homes. Look up history. A catastrophe is what we call, we forget and we go do it again. And we don't learn. That's why they say every 10, 20 years. That's why they call them 30-year rains, because we know damn well if you live in a mountain and it's going to rain and it's a big flood, what's going to happen? The whole house is going to be moving downhill. If it rains 20 years in San Antonio and we ain't clean our gutters and we don't put that big thing we put downtown for the water to bypass downtown so we could save downtown and go on the road, what's going to happen? San Antonio, the east side's going to flood. We all know that. History repeats itself. But it takes 20 years. Within 20 years, the people forget. And then it happens again. When's the last time the east side flooded? Does anybody know? I could tell you. Those are things to look up. History repeats itself. Think of something that happened, whether good or bad, and see the time and ask Alexa. Say, hey, Alexa, when's the last time this happened? She'll give you the date. Back in she'll be like, we used to play a game here with that with my grandbabies. Back in 1825, the Coliseum, burned down. My grandbaby's like, I didn't even know there was a Coliseum back in 1825. That's what I'm telling y'all. History repeats itself. So I got to go because I haven't eaten. It's 9 o'clock. I hope I motivated somebody. I hope I get this message out. And you know what I've learned? I pray for my enemies. And I don't even know why I have enemies, because, like, I don't even talk. Like, y'all, like, seriously, who do y'all see me with all day? Me. Just me. That's it. After you get hurt so many times, you're like, you know what? It's not me. I'm not the bad one. I'm not the one with the problem. Because I love me. I love me, Brenda. Yeah, I'm talking first person. I love me some Brenda. So it's not me. And some of y'all need to wake up. Some of y'all are still holding on because you're scared to let go. Some of y'all are still holding on because you don't want to know what the outcome is, and you're settling. You're going to settle. And you settle. You don't stay settled long. You don't stay still long when you settle. And you're settling right now in your lives because you're scared. You're scared to make that move. What ifs, what ifs, what ifs. So you just stay there in that same environment over and over and over and over and over, and it never changes. But with God, you don't have to. God got you. You just got to believe it. Now, if you don't believe it, it's not going to happen. I'm going to be honest with you. You have to really give it and trust God. I have a student who called me. I'm going to say this because I forgot. He told me to tell y'all this. I had a student who went to prison. And I called my pastor yesterday. He's a witness. You can call him and ask him, Joe. And I told him and his wife, he was with his wife yesterday on the phone, that I had a student back in the day when I was at Candlewood who went to prison for something he didn't do. Part of it he did, but most of it he didn't do. And I've been keeping in contact with him, so he called me yesterday. And he's like, Coach Johnson, because that's what they call me. I'm like, yeah, what's up? Actually, he texted me at night. He's like, the night before, he's like, do you have a minute for tomorrow afternoon? I'm like, yeah. So I was kind of worried, so I called him right first thing in the morning. I called him, and he was telling me what's going on, and he was just having, and I was so scared he was going to tell me he was on drugs or something, but he was like, no, I'm trying to get my child back, da, 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 da. And we were talking about that, right? And he told me this. He said, you know, it's really hard to get out of something, to give up something, because you don't feel like you're going to enjoy it. And this is what he wants y'all to know. This is what he said. He said, but Miss Johnson, he told me this. He said, Miss Johnson, when I was in jail, I was by myself in a cell for a long time because he kept getting in trouble. So they back in those days, they put you in a cell. And he's the same age as my daughter. Actually, he went to school when my daughter was at Candlewood. And he said he's like, I was in jail. He's Hispanic. And he's like, he wanted me to tell y'all this. He said, I was in jail by myself because I was in trouble. So I couldn't go out of my room, and I'd sit there, and I would sit there. And these were his words, not mine. He said, Miss Johnson, once you're a child of God, God will put you somewhere to get you still, so you have no choice but to talk to him. He said, my mom would take us to church. He said, I never realized what a mother was until I got in jail, and I saw what it did to my mom. I understood when my mom would come to that to see me through that glass, and I could see the pain. And it wasn't because she felt bad. It's because she couldn't help me. She couldn't even hug me, Miss Johnson. I sat there and I cried, and I had a conversation with God. Those are his words. He said, so anybody, since I got out of jail, tells me that there's not a God, I tell them, you don't want to find out the hard way like I did. That's what he told me. He taught me a lot yesterday. I'm not going to go into details of what we talked about, but he helped myself. He helped me remind myself that sometimes we forget the power of God. We don't forget God, but we forget the power God has. And so I called my pastor, and he's like, yeah, we have a thing, he can come to, da-da-da-da. And so I gave each of them their phone numbers, because they're a man, I don't get involved in all that. I let the man handle the man, because I don't know all that. But he was so, the way he said it, and I said, you know what, son? Maybe God wants you went through what you went through, because always take the good out of something. If something's bad, always find the good. He goes, you used to tell me that all the time, Miss Johnson. And I said, well, listen what I'm telling you. Take your story, find the good, and let people know. He said, because his buddy told him, oh man, ain't no God. And he said he just like lost it. And he was talking to his buddy, and he said, Miss Johnson, I was in tears. And he said, then his buddy just hit his knees. And he was like, damn, And he's an honest, pure kid. This kid had heart, man. He had so much heart. That's my boy. Man, he sent me a picture of him. I'm going to cry. He sent me a picture of him, and he said, this is what got me through it all in jail, Miss Johnson. I had your picture this whole time. I'd given him a picture. And, y'all, it was elementary. He was in elementary. And I'll never forget, elementary then was back in 6th grade, was in elementary. He was in 6th grade, and he was graduating. His mom took a picture of us side by side. I had on my shirt of the Challengers. It was the Challengers. I had the Challenger shirt on. I'll never forget. I'll never forget. And he took a picture on his phone and sent it to me. I have it. That boy, he had such love and heart for people. A kid would fall down, everybody would laugh. He'd be the one to go pick that kid up. You okay? He didn't care. He has heart. And like I said, he taught me yesterday. Sometimes we forget the power of God. And he moved me. He moved me yesterday when he said I was by myself, and I had his words, I had no other way, Miss Johnson, other than to come face to face with God. God put me where I had to be still. God put me where I could still be alive and get out and still function and see my son. His son was born after he went to the penitentiary. So that was hard for him. And another thing he told me, he said that all the people that didn't go, because, that generation with my daughter, and y'all can look this up, they went to Judson. And that whole generation that was at Candlewood, we lost a lot of those kids to gun violence. So a lot of his friends, we were going down the list, me and him yesterday, are dead. We stopped at 12. They're all dead. Gun violence. And he used to hang out with that group. He wasn't in a gang because he didn't know how to be in a gang. He was goofy, funny, the character, you know, everybody's just like, boy, get out the way. They would just push him to the side. That's how they were with him. But all his friends are dead. And he said it was a matter of time before he knew. He believes God because he was somewhere he shouldn't have been with somebody, and they all blamed him. So he had to take the hit. You didn't have a choice back in those days. You don't have a choice nowadays, you know, because you're not going to snitch, as they say it. So he said, you know, I think that was a blessing in disguise. And these are his words, because he really feels that he would have been dead by now with those other people. And maybe that was God's way of giving him a living testimony. So he taught me. Y'all, that boy humbled me yesterday. I was on my knees. We forget what we got. We forget where we come from, including me. When I say we forget our history, I'm talking about me too. We forget. We get in our comfort zones, and we forget what God has provided for us. We forget what God can do for us. So instead, we live in this little bubble, and we settle, and we just keep going and going and going because we're too scared. We believe in God. We're saying our prayers. You're wearing your little rosaries. You're doing everything you're supposed to be doing, but you ain't making that move because you're too scared to make that move. So you're sitting there anxiety out every day because you're too scared to make that move. So now you have anxiety because you're not comfortable where you need to be. You're not doing the things you should be doing. In your real world, you know this ain't right, but you're doing it anyway. In your real world, you know this ain't where God planted you, but you're standing there anyway. It's just like if I take a flower and I put it in the concrete and that ain't where I'm supposed to be, that plant ain't gonna grow. But if I take a flower, you ever walk down a sidewalk and there's a flower growing in between the concrete? That's because that's where God wanted that plant to be. That's where God wanted that to happen at. So if you sitting here right now and you laying in bed 24 hours a day because you are not happy in the situation you are, and you're being abused, or you being just sitting there and you're sitting there in love with somebody who you think love you and they don't love you, or they sitting there loving somebody else and they're somewhere else right now and they're not home with you, then you do have a problem. And you're holding on to that instead of the belief in what you know that God can do. You're sitting there wearing his necklace instead of God's necklace. You're sitting there believing in him or her instead of God. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. I know. I've been there. I can tell you that used to be me. That used to be me. And I'm not talking about when I was married. That was after. That used to be me. I'm thinking, what the hell am I doing? Have you lost your freaking mind? It's not too late. You're scared to make that move because you need 2 people for that income. You're scared to make that move because you're living a little higher than most people. So you're scared to make that move. But life only happens once, y'all. That's what people forget. Life only happens once. And you're scared. And maybe there is a lighter thing out there. Maybe God has all this for you. But you have to make that move to show him that you can handle it. Somebody asked me the other day if I won lotto, $1 million, would I take it? I said no. They thought I was crazy. They're like, what do you mean no? I said I would sign a check right there and there, and I would have all the homes that I've driven around because I do a lot of clothes stuff. And I wrote homes. I have a thing, and y'all think I'm kidding. I have a thing, because I did some yesterday. And I have all these homes right here, written down, to where if I ever come into a lot of money, I'm going to knock on the door, have them a check, and have their homes rebuilt. That's what my dream is. And very few people know that. My children, everybody know. That's on the west side of San Antonio, downtown San Antonio, and the east side. People should not be still living like that. These are people that their kids have been killed, and there's just them now. There's people that don't even have heat and air. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to donate to some big group or something. No. I'm going to make sure they get it done. And then I'm going to protect them. Those are the things that I'm looking at. But sometimes we get so comfortable, we forget the direction God gave us. God's not going to give us something until he knows that we're going to take care of it, till he knows that we can handle it. And if we can't handle who we are and the choices we're making and the moves that we need to be making, he's not going to give you that job you want. He's not going to give you those kids you want. I know people who are trying to get pregnant, but yet they're over there smoking, drinking, and getting high. God ain't going to give you no kid. Why is he going to give you a kid for? I know people who said, you know, I want a good home, I want this and that, but yet you still laying here with some nigga who's married and have like 15 babies. God ain't going to give you nothing. It ain't going to happen. You have to show God, look, God, I'm living right. I'm trying. I'm not perfect. I'll be the first to tell y'all, I sin. I'm not perfect. But at least I'm trying. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference. Yeah, you happy. Because maybe he giving you $5, $10, $15 here now. I'm going to put some gas in your car, man. Or her. It could be a woman with a man. It could be the woman's like, yeah, here's $5, you know. And you over here got the kids and she over here at the streets at night. She over here doing her stuff. See what I'm saying? It could be either way. God, you cannot be happy. And y'all know if you're happy or not. You know who I'm talking to. You know if you're happy or not. You know if you're content with your life. And I remember when I told my mom one time, I said, Mom, I really enjoy living here. My mom looked at me like I was crazy. I was 12 years old. She's like, girl, what are you talking about? I said, I really enjoy living life here. That's all I knew. I didn't know what that, you know. Am I happy? Just like right now, I'm happy. I wake up. I don't need $1 million. This is what life is, and it's quick. Life is so quick. And here's the secret. You don't realize how quick life is because you don't think about it till you hit 60. Once you hit 60, you be like, what the hell happened? Where did that time go? It's because you're living in a zone. You're going to make that move. I'm going to make that move. I'm going to do this. I'm going to have that. I was talking to somebody the other day. They're 65 years old. They're like, we're at HEB. She's like, yeah, in a couple of years, I'm going to get my counters changed out. You know how long she been telling me she get? I've been knowing this lady my whole life, y'all. She still ain't got those counters changed out. Like, I said, how old are you? Aren't you like 71 now? So that is us. That was me. And so y'all know my story. I was saving, I've said this story before. There was this lady sitting there. I was fishing. I was young. I was fishing. I was in college to be a teacher, fishing. I was living in Sunrise. And I looks up, and it's at night, it's like 12 o'clock at night. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. There's this lady standing there, and I look at her, and she's old. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? I said, you scared the hell out of me. And she said, you mind if I sit down? I was like, no, go ahead. And she's kind of telling me what I'm telling y'all. And then she gets up and she leaves. I don't kid y'all. From that date on, I started writing my book. She told me, get a bucket list. Get a bucket list. And she said, get a bucket that don't have no holes in it. Get a bucket list. She said, she's an old lady. So I got a bucket list, an old black lady. She's sitting there with me at the lake. Nobody believes me when I tell y'all this story. I went home, I told my whole family they thought I lost my mind. So I did. I got a bucket list. My bucket list was write a book, go to college and graduate, get my master's, open my own art studio, by myself with my own building. I did all that. I really finished my bucket list. I was like, dang, what do you do when you finish your bucket list? What's next? You know, because I've done it. So I started laughing. Somebody said jump out of a parachute. I don't do heights. That was not on my bucket list. My bucket list was easy stuff. Become a parent, do good, be a good mom. You know, try to at least be half as what my parents were, because there's no way my mom and dad was amazing. You know, those are my, spend more time with God. I did all that. You know, I did my bucket list. People couldn't understand why. And that's another thing. When people come after you on the job, They don't understand where you're coming from. They don't understand that you're not going through the storm. You are the storm. That's what they don't understand. See, a lot of people, they tell me, like when I was on my job and they were giving me a hard time, I'd be like, first of all, I'm not going through, because they're like, I'm sorry what you're going through. I'm like, what? I'm not going through nothing. I am the storm. You be the storm. That's what you got to do. You got to believe in yourself. So when that lady told me that and everybody thought I was crazy, y'all, I got my master's. I went back to school, got my master's in science and in education, my bachelor's in science, my bachelor's education. I opened my studio that year. I opened my own building, my own art studio with a building. Go look at the videos. A building for the last 11 years. And I only closed it because of COVID. I started my own clothing line back then. Everything I said I was going to do, I did. Because this lady told me, life is too short. God got plans for you. And those plans are not for you to work at Home Depot. Those plans are for you to become successful. Because I got into it with my last roommate, and I was like, okay, I'm through. I'm not doing anything in education, because I was a PE assistant. I'm like, I'm not doing anything in education. I'm through. This world is full of shit. Forget everybody. I'm a stand manager over here at Home Depot. I'm making billions. I'm doing good. I was making good money. They were buying us cars if we met ourselves. And as a manager, I was making big money. I was making more than teachers. The only thing is, I worked weekends. So, and then I met her. My whole life changed. And then I realized why. God, I was a message for these kids. And I said, why PE? Because I could reach more kids in PE. And it all started making sense to me. Everything started making sense to me. You know, I remember one time I was like, okay, I got to write this book. I got to write this book. So the first book I wrote, I remember a kid asked me, I said, hey, you should write a book. He's like, why? You ain't wrote one. I said, yes, I have. It's actually in the school library. You see, a lot of things God does for a reason, because he's setting you up for goodness. And this is the fruits of my labor, this home, my cars, my pool, my 7-man hot tub. It's not that I came in with all this money. I worked my ass off for this money. I worked, man, I would go to, y'all know, I would go to work at night. I'd come home at daytime. When I was working elementary and I was a PE teacher there, I was also director of the Texas 21st Century. We were writing grants. I was doing my own payroll with the teachers. I had to do payroll. I had to, back then, we didn't have nobody doing our payroll. We did it. We did our hiring. We did our terminations with the district. We did all that. Us. I did all, me. Not no us. That was me. For 5 years. I'd come home. We would, in the mornings, we would keep the kids early. So from 6 to 7:30, we keep those kids. Summer long. Summer and school time for 5 years. It was a Texas 21st Century grant. And my hat comes off to Tawana because she helped. So she was the first one to write that grant, and she left. And then I took it over. So for 7 years of my life, I had no summers off. It was like I had no life. I worked my ass off. Then when I turned 50, I was at the high school with all them kids, football games, basketball games, volleyball games, and you can't leave till everybody's gone. So I put in mine. This ain't, I didn't, you know, I worked my ass off, and it tells you the fruits of your labor. So a lot of time God's have things set out for us, but we're scared to go and get it done. And that's when we don't want to make those moves. So this, I almost said his name. This goes out to my boy. I kept my promise. This goes out to my girl. I kept my promise. I'm going to let y'all go. But someone somewhere needed to hear this. I'm not perfect, y'all. I'll be the first to tell you. I can tell you, you don't want to get whooped by God. I only had to get whooped one time. He whooped me one time, y'all. Ooh. Lord, don't play. And those of you that don't believe in God, trust me, he's going to give you a reason to call. If you were brought up with God, if you were brought up in the church, if your parents even talked about God, I'm going to tell you right now, he will give you a reason to call his name. I'm just putting it out there for y'all. And those of you that don't believe in God, if you're not doing good right now, what the hell you got to lose? So I love you guys. Shout out. I hope this helps somebody. Listen here, y'all. Believe in yourself. If you don't love you, nobody's going to love you. You got to love yourself. Don't settle. Life is too short. Don't look back and forget, what the hell, I settled. Don't have that conversation in God and say, God, when you're dead and you're gone, God say, you know what, I had this. You ever see the thing, what do you call, Price is Right? And they say, you want this curtain, or this curtain? And you like, I want the biggest curtain. And so you get it, ain't nothing there. Y'all ever notice that? Watch The Price is Right. People always go for the biggest area of the curtain. Like, dang. Okay, you get another chance? Okay. And then you know, okay, they gonna get the small curtain. All the time I'm sitting there as a kid. It's a small curtain, is it gonna be the small curtain? I want that one. They go to the next biggest one, ain't nothing. That's us. And then you get to the last one, there's a damn car behind it. Smaller curtain, car. That's God. God's that smaller curtain. That's God that said, I can't give you nothing till you show me that you can handle what you already got. And you quit chasing something that I've already taken from you. You have to believe in yourself. When y'all wake up, love yourself. Nobody else is going to love you. Once you start loving yourself, guess what? It's harder to mistreat yourself. When you don't love yourself, it's easy to mistreat yourself. It's when you love yourself, it's very, very, very hard to mistreat something you truly in here love. You guys take it easy. Have a great day. I hope you learned something. Like and share. See you guys later. Good night. Stay safe. God got you.